Hi cuties. How's everyone doing? Hope everyone's doing great. Hola amigo. Hi guys. Man, good. What's the name of the song? It's Yunsang's song. To You? I don't know exactly what the English title is. Hi Ari. Hi Blue. Ah! Thanks so much, Catherine. Thanks so much for 15 months to sub. Thanks so much. Yeah, guys. It's what is it? Lunar New Year? Chinese New Year? Yes. Are you guys aware of it? Do you know what it is? Oh, it's the year of the horse. So, for anyone who might not know, if I explain just a little bit like the way it works. So, you might be thinking, it's literally February, why are we celebrating New Year's? Did anyone ever wonder about that? Well, the reason why is because, you know how the calendar we use right now, we don't explicitly say it, but we use a solar calendar. Meaning this is a calendar based on sun. But, if you look back at history, especially in Eastern Asia, we used a calendar based on moon instead of the sun. They work relatively similar, but the moon one is a little bit off cycle compared to the sun one. So, according to the moon calendar, the new year starts around February. That's why in a lot of East Asian countries, they celebrate New Year's around this time period. Because on the lunar calendar, this is the new year. I went to sleep last night, and I think I accidentally had a heater off, so I think that's why. sorry. 느낄 수 있었지 말은 너의 안아 그 차가운. Yo, what animal was the year you were born in? Does anyone know what 1999 is? If anyone has same year as me, they might know. 1999 is, I believe, year of the rabbit. So, I'm a rabbit. I think my brother is a year of snake. My mom is the year of tiger. And my dad is a year of pig, I think. That's what I know. Weren't I born in the 1800s? Yes. You know, I was with the Edison and alongside with the Lincoln and rabbit is gentle, compassionate. Well, that's like a good impression of rabbit. In Korea, if you call a guy a rabbit, I don't know if you guys ever heard of that term. Do you also use that term in America? No. It doesn't mean playboy. I don't know if you guys ever raised a rabbit, but bunnies and rabbits. They're basically No, please. They finish the things very fast. So if you call a guy a rabbit, it's not a good thing. Anyway, if you don't get what I'm saying, then it's okay. You don't have to worry about it. If you get it, then yeah. So I don't really like. That's the reason why I don't really like Year of the Rabbit. Are we for real right now? You think I'm making this up? This is all real story. So why would I make this up? I don't really plan on having a rated R stream, but I don't mind having this kind of talk. Because how many more Stray Kids content until we move on? Well, today we're doing a BTS content. I don't know if you could tell from the title. Of course you don't mind. Rated R? Yeah, we just had some rated R talk. Is anyone here an army? I think everyone has been an army at one point. We probably have to make a... once we start the content, I'll have like an official talk about it. But besides, before we get into the content, why don't we just have a little bit of a daily conversation? What did you guys all do today? What did you guys all eat? I've been waking up super late. I woke up at 6 p.m. today. So basically I just woke up. It's like a morning to me. Do I know how to dance? I don't know how to dance at all. You ate pork chops? I ate rest of the fried chicken. And the strawberry that I bought, for Valentine's. Oh, that actually tastes really good. Guys, I didn't know I like strawberries. Your mom said if you dance in front of CCTV, she'll give you money, so you did dance. That's insane work. I don't know what's up with these Korean moms. My mom also made me and my brother dance so that we could play games. Yo, the dance practice. What dance are you practicing? Is something I wouldn't know. Also, I know this is a little bit irrelevant to the story, but I just want to... Guys, the new Corty song keeps showing up on my Instagram reels. And every time I listen to it and every time I see it, I just don't know what to say. I really like Cortez. You guys know this, right? I really, really do. And sometimes you gotta hear the full thing out, But then, as of now, is this like April Fool's joke? Because, I swear I love Cortez. I love Martin. I love James. Youngkuk. Yorole. I'm just kind of like, don't tell me this is the title song. This, we had Go and Fashion, Joyride, and Youngkuk? Like, no. So here's the thing. I'm not judging until I hear the full thing. I'm not judging until the whole EP or whole album comes out. But as of now, okay. Initially, when I heard the Youngkuk part, I was like, maybe I'm just not feeling it yet. But then later, when they started yodeling, I was like, they're not serious. they're not serious. In the beginning, I swear I was trying to like understand this seriously. Oh, Youngkuk, Yodele, Youngkuk. Okay. It took me a little bit of a minute to figure out that Youngkuk means Young Creator Crew. But you guys know what kuk means in Korean, right? Kuk is like LOL. So it's saying like young kuk, like lol. They're saying like LOL. So That's why to my Korean ears it feels even more. That's even worse. See, I feel like international fans might not even know. It's literally sounding like young LOL, young LMAO, young Mao. It sounds like that. It sounds like that. Yeah. And then they start yodeling like yodeling like but I would have to hear the thing out. I believe in my boys, you know? I really do. So I'm just gonna wait until it comes out. Nice shirt, thank you. I bought it from a thrift shop like several months ago. What else do you guys do today? What else do you guys do? Sounds like cookie. Yo, today your piano album came out. Ah, thank you, thank you. Have I listened to Mention Me by them? What is Mention Me? You worked? Like Young Haha. Exactly, that's how it sounds like. Young Haha. What else do you guys do? What else do you guys do? Sleepover with my guy friends. Yo, what's my favorite K-pop company? Oh, we should have that talk. You know, that should be like a content for a day. You know, like talking about each idol company. Not like in a controversial way, but like kind of seeing what idol came from which companies, and you're asking to get flamed. What? Why? Why? Personally, I don't know if you guys know. Can you guys guess which one is my favorite idol company? My bias is very easy. It's really straightforward. It's always been this, I think. Oh, how'd you know? It's JYP. I personally, I don't know if you guys agree. I genuinely feel like JYP is the only one who actually has a good sense of morals. And I'm talking about not even the company as a whole. I'm talking about the leader. Like JYP as a person, I personally believe he might be a weird guy. You know, you might find him as a weird person, but among other company CEOs, I really feel like he's the only one who's not only financially driven. He has, how do I say it? I genuinely believe if you're going to be a CEO of a software company, then you have to be a programmer yourself. And I believe if you have to be CEO of an entertainment company, I believe you have to be an artist yourself as well. And I think JYP fits that perfectly in the sense where not only is he CEO, but he also is an artist himself who has artistic desire. And I think that's why he's able to understand and appreciate artists in JYP to express their artistic desire. Sometimes, if you're not an artist, you can't even understand what artists want. So that's why I like JYP. And I also heard that they have good food. Have you guys ever heard about that? Apparently, they only use organic vegetables in the company. I heard a lot of good things. Obviously, there's a lot of things that JYP don't do well, but if I had to pick my favorite, it would be JYP. Again, I'm not saying JYP is perfect, but you know. JYP memes have been constantly showing up on my feed lately, where he goes like, "I never slept with a man," but anyone know which video I'm talking about? You never saw this one? Basically, he was talking about Mother Mary, and without context, you know, it sounds like he's talking about himself. Like, I'm pregnant, but I never slept with a man. Yes, I also saw the sweet dreams are made of this. Who am I to? Obviously, you're not that good at singing. Uh, I love the iconic moments. Yes. Mm-hmm. What else? What else? Another one is like yeah. Though. I have been married. If you get married, there's only one thing waiting for you: disappointment. uh, uh. Yeah, yeah. Well, you're obviously not that good. So, no, right. That was the exact sentence. That was the exact sentence. Uh, uh. The young one nowadays might not know, but back in the day, JYP, I swear, back in the day, JYP used to insert a JYP sound in every song that he makes. So if you listen to older JYP company songs, they would go like JYP, JYP. so, so earlier Wonder Girl songs, 2PM songs, bunch of them, it's like JYP. So, imagine he still did that with Stray Kids. Imagine Stray Kids songs plays like why do I keep getting attracted like JYP. Oh, oh, I also yeah, a lot of every single JYP idol makes fun of JYP. They do like an impression. Oh, mm-hmm. He's a great composer. You know, no one could deny that he's a great dancer, a great composer. Um, that's why I like him. I personally, I personally also enjoy his music as well. I like the more happier ones rather than the more sensual ones. They clown him so hard. He is. I think he wants to be a clown. I'm not even being like offensive. JYP genuinely has a desire to be a clown. Hmm. Am I planning to join JYP? Well, I almost did audition for one of the JYP audition program. Do you guys remember? Loud. But you guys also remember what happened? I was too old. So they were like, oh, we don't accept 1999. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Wait, this sounds like as if I applied. They reached out to me. I swear. I swear. I'm not making this up. Yeah. Not this story again. Would you not talk about if you also been scouted? Let me come on, everyone. Every single YouTuber nowadays literally talk about how they were once idol trainee. Like, am I the only one who feels like that? Every single Asian guy on Instagram and YouTube nowadays are like ex idol trainees. And I'm just like, what? Yeah. Why didn't I join as a solo artist? No, I'm just not good. I'm just not that good. It's not like I don't have like a very deep story. All of that. I'm just not that. You know, all that it. Um, oh, this was supposed to be a BTS talk, but it became a whole JYP talk. I'm sorry to the armies for joining in, thinking this was gonna be an army BTS talk, but then now you get hit with the JYP. That's usually what happens with JYP. You see him at the most unexpected spot. So ah, all right. He'll shut up in it. Itzy, Itzy. Oh, wow, 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 wow. Should we get into the um? Should we get into the our content today? This is our main talk for today. Yeah. All right, all right, all right. I guess, bruh. I guess. uh, Yo, why did you stop posting song covers on YouTube? I want to focus more on original music. That's why. Yeah. But I do want to make more covers personally. Hmm. All right. All right. All right. Should we get into it? So, If someone were to ask me which idol groups do I know the best and which one I've been listening to the most in my life, I would obviously say it's BTS. I've been listening to them ever since I was in, I believe, middle school, high school. And they're one of the first groups that I knew all the members' name. I know all the memes. I know all the songs. And I'm sure all the armies would know that they're making a comeback. And here's this weird sensation that I've been feeling lately, where I know I need to be excited for their comeback since it's been several years, but I also feel that I'm not all that hyped up yet. What I mean by that is, it's been such a while, it's been such a long time that the army DNA inside me is sleeping. So today what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to talk about my little bit of history of listening to BTS and then talk with you guys and sort of awaken my army spirit, if anything. So how many of you guys here would consider yourself an army? Well, the first time I listened to BTS was when they had their School Love album. I think that was their second one, right? I might be wrong. The Green album. And then when I really, really got into them was Wings album. And then I followed through them until Butter. And that's when I sort of drifted off. Also because, work and school got busy. Who's my bias? Bias question is always really hard to answer because you guys know how those things change all the time. One thing for sure is my mom's bias is Jungkook. To the point where I don't think my mom necessarily mind too much of the other members besides Jungkook. I think my bias is between RM and Jin. I like them both in the same way, as in, I feel like they're really mature humans. RM's really smart. And Jin is very mature. I like the fact that Jin acts like he's very... He acts like a clown sometimes. And I think that's very good because you know how within a group, especially with 7 members, if the oldest act like they're oldest and they act too much like they have authority, then it makes it uncomfortable for the younger ones to be able to express their opinion. But I think since Jin is the oldest one, but he's very casually and comfortably approaching all the other members, that's why the younger members are able to be comfortable around Jin, and that's why RM is able to have his authority as a leader as well. So I personally think everyone kind of shout out RM for having a good leadership, but the leadership of RM is possible because Jin, who is someone older than RM, is able to completely accept RM as a leader. Because I don't know if you guys are aware of this, in Korea, age difference is actually a quite big thing. So if someone is older than you, it's very difficult for you to be a leader over someone who's older. The age hierarchy is really strong. It's not forced, it's more like a cultural thing, if that makes sense. So for the older person to be able to put themselves down and be comfortable is very nice thing to do. Because a lot of people don't do that. And they make the work environment and they make the team very strict in some way. So I'm very glad. That's why I like Jin. And also, Jin is handsome. That's why. And also, I like the fact that he keeps making these bad jokes. Worldwide handsome. Exactly. And I don't know if you guys really necessarily watched Jin in other variety TV program. Initially, I thought he was just a, handsome guy. Can I be honest? Initially, the person who caught my eyes the least was Jin. I was kind of like, every other member has a strong identity. Jin, I mean, I get it, he's handsome, but Like, it didn't really catch my eyes beside the fact that he has a lot of high notes in different songs. He's more of like a standard Korean guy. Do you guys agree what I'm talking about? All the other ones look a little more unique compared to, general Korean population. Like, if you look at Jimin, if you look at Suga, if you look at RM, you know how J-Hope, like, they look unique. They look different, but Jin is more like a standard handsome. Each group has that standard handsome, and usually my eye doesn't really go to a standard handsome guy. But then if you see Jin in other variety show, recently he's been in this program called, I forgot what the title is, with this Korean webtoon artist named Kian Parsa. Anyway, it's a TV program where he hangs out with other people, and when you see Jin talking with other people, he's really good at sort of putting himself down and being comfortable. Everyone around him says, you know what they say about Jin? He says, oh, Kian's bizarre B&B? Yeah, I think that's what it is. Everyone says a lot of people in the entertainment field, they turn different right when the camera turns off, which makes sense. They act in front of camera, and when the camera's off, they're like, coffee. Give me my coffee. They kind of act rude or they change in personality. But they said Jin is one of the few people in this entertainment field who acts the same in front of camera and behind the camera. I kind of like that authenticity. Don't you guys think that's very important? Because I know it's all show business. Everyone knows that. Everyone knows that when they say I love you or things like that, it's not always genuine. I know sometimes it is, but sometimes it's part of it is just show business. But that's why I like some people who are more genuine about it. So that's why I like Jin. And with RM, does anyone know this? I keep mentioning, for me guys, whenever I have these BTS bias, it's not necessarily just from music, because music wise everyone is good, so the real bias comes in from the personality as a person, rather than face or things like that. There was this Korean program called 문제적 남자. I think the English title might be Problematic Guys. It's a show where they solve different quiz. They gather up very smart singers and entertainers, and they solve very difficult questions. It's hard to describe, but in that show, he basically was able to show his intelligence very well. And I genuinely kind of look up to him, because at that time, if I'm being honest, a lot of idols had an impression that, oh, idols are dumb. I think even now people think the same way. Do you guys agree? People think, oh, if you're idol, then you're not smart. But then RM is actually really smart. And first of all, not only is he born smart, he's genuinely born smart. And if you guys know RM reads so many books. He studies so much. Guys, can I be honest? Have you guys read books lately? Last time I read book was 23. I don't read books anymore. And here's the thing. Who do you think is more busy? Me or RM? Obviously RM. Obviously. I don't know if there's necessarily all that many people in the world who's busier than RM. He's so busy. And he's still reading these books endlessly. Now I sound like I'm just praising, but while RM was in military, he wrote I forgot if it was on Instagram or on Weverse or somewhere. He wrote a letter to armies in Korean. If you guys haven't watched it, you should go back and read it. That letter is written so unbelievably well. The whole thing is like a poem. Here's the thing, guys. At the time, I wasn't even actively looking at BTS stuff, but that thing showed up on my feed, and I read the letter, and every sentence I'm just like, wow. The sentence writing, wow. The word choices, wow. So I literally left a comment on there saying this is a really well-written letter. It's not, I swear to God, it wasn't a letter simply built to sound like they're smart. You know how sometimes people could write so that they sound smart? versus sometimes people write casually, but the smartness sips out. I like the second one. I don't like when people try to sound smart. You could tell. You could tell when someone intentionally used difficult vocabulary. You could tell when someone kind of want to act like they read a lot of books. But RM literally used casual vocabulary like k, but then alongside the sentences, you could tell that this guy reads a lot just by the way that he forms sentences. And yeah, those are the things that I fell for. If I go a little bit further about the other members, who'd you guys say you liked? What is your bias? Oh, you fell for him? She says she's from Hawaii. Oh, V. A lot of people are saying V. RM and Suga. You know, whenever I look at Suga, you know how I feel like? I feel like Suga is a very realistic musician. You know what I'm talking about? If you look at, you know, other people who portray themselves as musician on or producer on social media or in front of public, everyone try to kind of make it, and they make it seem like as if making music is easy. Like, oh, I just, you know, okay, I'm not trying to mock Charlie Puth, but you know how sort of like the Charlie Puth showmanship where they go like, you just have to kick the, you know, put the snare and you finish the song. But everyone knows, I'm not sure if everyone knows, making music is really, really, really stressful. It's really not that fun and tuk, 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 and you finish. And if you look at some of the documentaries, Suga shows very frustrated moments of how frustrated he is to make the song. I think he says something like, I don't even know why I'm doing this anymore. Here's the thing, guys. That's like the correct reaction from musician. Musicians always don't go like, oh my gosh, I love music. I swear there's a stress that comes with it. So I think Suga really feels like a producer to me. Mm-hmm. That's why I personally like about Suga. And I also, you know, I also feel like Suga has too many haters. Even since debuted. You know, I don't know if you guys feel the same way. So many people have hated on BTS since debut for like certain members not being good enough for idol. Like certain members, they're not good looking enough for idols. And one of them they called out was Suga. Kind of like similar to, you know what's funny? They said the same thing about Big Bang. You know the Big Bang from YG with G-Dragon? They said the exact same thing. Like, oh, you know, Taesung is nowhere good looking enough. Taeyang is ugly, blah, blah, blah. And guess what? Guess who's the most successful boy groups of all time is Big Bang and BTS. So everyone was very hating in the beginning. Oh, no. Right now, no one thinks so. No one in Korea says that anymore. But in the beginning of their career, a lot of people said that. And the fact that their name was Bulletproof Boys, that did not help anything. Like, I swear. Oh my god. Can I be honest? Okay, BTS came out, I think, when I was in middle school or elementary school. I can't quite remember. When I first heard the name, can I be really honest with you guys? I thought, so at the time, they didn't go by BTS. You know, like, you know how now RM goes with RM instead of Rap Monster? At the time, they were going by their full government name, Bulletproof Boys, in Korean, 방탄소년단. And whenever I saw them on TV, I was like, that's a name? Someone decided to call themselves a Bulletproof Boys? Here's the thing. It was at the same time period where EXO and Red Velvet. Here's the thing. It's not even like they're in a completely different time zone. Their competition was EXO. So while EXO was going like EXO, they were like, we're Bulletproof Boys. You know? Like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean you're Bulletproof Boys? It literally gave off the sensation. You know how sometimes when you look up like those 누구 idols, they have like the weirdest name ever? It literally gave that impression. I swear to God. I swear. Like the name was shouting a Dugu group. And who would have thought? Can I be honest? The only reason why that name doesn't feel weird is because they became so popular now. I swear in the beginning, everyone felt like the name was name was questionable. You like the name from the beginning? In the same sense, you know how RM goes by RM now? I like Rap Monster. I don't know why he goes by RM. Can he just proudly say that he's a rap monster? Rap Monster. I feel like he might feel the same way about his name. No, I like Rap Monster better than RM. Actually, now that I think about it, I think there's also a meme where they show different sides of RM. The one who's speaking at the UN, that's RM. And the ones who's breaking up all the cakes and candles, that's Rap Monster. The one who goes around and break everything and lose everything, that's RM. I mean, no, that's Rap Monster. And the professional one at the interview, that's RM. Exactly, I'm referring to that grandpa who knew all the BTS member. Does your parents, guys, can your parents name all BTS member? Actually, do your parents even know BTS? My parents obviously do. Most Korean people do. I don't think my dad could name them all. No way. He might know like one or two. My mom, the thing is, my mom really likes Jungkook, but she actually doesn't know the other member's name. Your parents definitely can. Oh, they're going to concert. You're going to BTS concert with your parents? My mom only knows the group name. Sometimes some people's grandma know the names better than the moms. Kinda. Oh, your dad only know J-Hope. My hope, your hope, I'm J-Hope. Actually, what did they say about BTS? Do they like them? In Korea, you know the impression of BTS is no longer an idol? When they mention list of people who Koreans are proud of, BTS goes in there. Alongside with Son Heung-min, I don't know if you guys know the soccer player, and Bong Joon-ho, the director for Parasite. They're no longer even considered idol. They're more like one of Korea's historical figure. I'm being serious, actually. Yeah, Faker, BTS, Son Heung-min, Bong Joon-ho. Which is, you know what's interesting? Even though Blackpink is super famous, I've never heard anyone say that about Blackpink. Actually, maybe a few times. But yeah, BTS is kind of considered as like... Sadly, not even Stray Kids. It's only BTS. And not even Big Bang. Big Bang doesn't get to that level. Only BTS. BTS is considered within Korea as one of the people who put Korea's reputation in international world up. Psy, not really. Do you know why? It's because I think one of the reasons why, you know the artist Psy, the Korean singer, the one who sang Gangnam Style? Obviously, he did put the name Korea out there. He's a great musician. Koreans really like Psy domestically. But the international image that Psy showed to the world was just like a comedian. You know what I mean? Like he's a musician, but people kind of considered him as like a one song meme type. So it's not like people look, oh, like Korea's an amazing country after they listen to Gangnam Style. You guys agree, right? People didn't all of a sudden, romanticize Korea after Psy. But I think BTS, here's the thing, guys. I don't want to sound like a lookism only person, but BTS boys are good looking. So when Psy got popular, people are like, oh, that's how Korean guys look like. But when BTS got popular, people are like, oh, that's how Korean guys look like. So who do you think Koreans will be more proud of? Obviously, we would want someone to mistake us for BTS. It's not that we don't like Psy. Everyone likes Psy, but it's more... Okay, imagine like this. This is a terrible, terrible metaphor, but imagine it's like a boyfriend that you would want to show off on your Instagram. So, like, for Korean people, BTS is one of those figures that we would want to show off because, they make good music and they're handsome. So, who wouldn't want to say, oh, those good looking guys are from my country? Like, for example, who would you guys want America's representation be? Would you want it to be US president? Or would you rather want it to be someone like, I don't know, Harry Styles? Justin Bieber? Kendrick Lamar? Mm-hmm. I think it's like the same way. I think it's the same way. You want a boyfriend to show off? We could have a whole talk about this later. Why don't we, after the BTS talk, why don't we have a talk about a boyfriend that you want to show off versus boyfriend you want to hide? I feel like that'd be very fun to talk about. But anyway, by the way, I'm a straight guy. I like girls. I'm a straight male. Going back to BTS, as of now, even though I mentioned my bias as RM and Jin, musically, do you know who I've been following the most? Musically, my personal favorite is Jungkook and J-Hope. Jungkook, you probably are not too surprised because, he's going crazy with the solos. He had 7, he had 3D, he has Standing Next to You, he had everything. He literally is going crazy. But I think the ones that are getting a little bit less recognized is actually J-Hope. J-Hope! Solo songs. Personally, if I'm being really honest with you guys, you guys might think I'm a fake fan. I don't actively listen to other members' solo all that much. But J-Hope's solo songs, I think I just kind of match with him in terms of musical preference, where his songs, ever since the Wings album, Mama, I think that was his solo song in the Wings album. Ever since then, that's when I was like, oh, J-Hope's song is kind of my type. And then he released his album, I forgot what the English title is, Daydream? Chicken Noodle Soup, Mona Lisa. Mona Lisa is the one that lately caught my ears. And what else? He has a song that he did with J. Cole. I also like J. Cole, so. Killing It Girl. So a lot of my solo favorite is personally from J-Hope. Can I be honest, guys? Oh, I don't want to say mean things. Initially, I didn't really like J-Hope. I was like, who's that loud guy? That guy's too extroverted for my taste. He's too energetic. Initially, because I'm a very introverted person. So when I see someone who's too energetic, I just kind of get tired watching them. But then over the years, especially as I get older, I realize, oh, he's like a sunshine. I kind of slowly get into it. So initially, you know how when you're young, you find someone like J-Hope. Imagine, guys, your dad or your uncle acts like J-Hope. You know how when you're young, you find it embarrassing? But then as you get older, you know how you realize, oh, those are the people who make the people around them happier. And I was thinking, I should actually look up to him because there's no way he's always that happy. So he's making an active effort to make sure he spread good energy to people around him, like to the other members, to the people who are watching them. And I think, those kind of people are the real people that you need around you in your life. Because if you look at other members of BTS, you could see that who is in charge of the more reserved role and who is in charge of lifting the mood. So in order to sort of balance out the reserve members, I could see that J-Hope and members like Jin tried to sort of lift up the mood. And also as an older Hyungs, and I think they do that very well. So I personally enjoy. Mhm, mhm. Going back to their, why don't we talk about their discography? What's your favorite song from BTS, guys? I don't know. Can you guys guess my favorite BTS song? It's not one of the title songs, but I've listened to this song probably about 200 times in my life, maybe 300. Converse High. Okay, that's actually pretty good. Converse High is a good song. No, no, no. Like a specific track rather than an album. Which one do you think is my favorite? The answer is actually, you might not even know the song. Do you guys know a song called Jump by BTS? It goes like, Let's jump, 손을 저 위로 들고 외쳐 모두 다 jumping up. Let's jump, na 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 na. That was my favorite. I love that song. I would say like that's number one. Number two is probably Miss Right. You're my Miss Right, Miss Right. No, sexy mind and your sexy body. So, sorry, that wasn't a mockery. I promise. And then third one is Wings outro. If you listen to the Wings track, there's an outro. I mean, it is also part of an intro to the next album, but the spread my wings. That one. Spread my wings. Interlude wings. Right. And I think they used it again in the next album for the extended version. Yeah, that one. Oh wait, is the title of that Wings? I'm so sorry. I thought you were referring to the album. That one. That three is what I like. Obviously, there's other songs I enjoy. I think I like Mic Drop, the Steve Aoki version. I also like 흥탄소년단. I don't know what that one is called in English. Does anyone know what the title for 흥탄소년단 in English is? Isn't it something like... It's the one that... Does anyone know what this English title is? It's the one that goes like, What's up? 흥탄소년단. Oh, boys with fun. I see. You know why the Korean title is called 흥탄소년단? 흥 means sort of like a joy, fun, lit. That's what the word 흥 is. It's like a very traditional word in Korean. So instead of saying 방탄소년단, which is bulletproof boys, if you say 흥탄소년단, that means boys who are having fun. So it's kind of like a pun. But when they translated the title into English, you can't translate that. So it just became boys with fun. There's a lot of fun rhyming scheme. Also, in that song, they mention about which district and which area they came from. You know how they all came from different parts of Korea? So they have different songs. I forgot what the English title is. There's a song where they talk about each area they're from in one of their older albums. And I liked it. I was like, oh, the 사투리 rap? Yeah. 팔도강산, right. I guess the English title is just 팔도강산. Oh, My City! Oh my gosh! My City! Yes, My City. Oh, I like that song. Right. I listened to that song all the time while I was doing my chemistry homework. I think it starts with like a guitar intro. That one I like. What else? I also like 21st Century Girl. I have a very minor taste, I think. I used to listen to Cyphers a lot. And back in the days, I would listen to the skits in the album. I forgot which album skits it was from. There's one that goes like, 내 이름은 진. You know. Favorite cipher? Being honest, I became too old. I forgot which cipher was which. I know there's like 3 or 4, but... What other songs do you guys like? You like the melody, emotional, heavy song? I either like the super energetic one or the very sweet ones. That's the two I like. Coffee. A lot of people like coffee. Pied Piper. 724148. Why do I not remember that song? What is 724148? Magic Shop. I even made a piano cover to that one when I was in high school. That's the one that goes like. No, right? We Are Bulletproof? Wait, guys. Genuine question that I never figured out for 10 years. You know how one of their debut songs is We Are Bulletproof Part 2? Is there We Are Bulletproof Part 1? I've never seen the Part 1. Or did they simply have a Part 2 without Part 1? There is Part 1? I don't know why. I don't know why. I think when I was young, I was trying to look for it, but I couldn't find it. Oh, it's not on Spotify. Dude, where is it? Oh, it didn't debut. RM said they won't perform it anymore. So here's the thing. That's what I was like. I'm always seeing the part 2, but where's part 1? I couldn't find it as a kid. Ah, you could find it. I see. So I guess there is part 1. I just wanted to know. Because you know how sometimes they come up with the part 3 without the part 2? I thought it might have been one of those. Yeah. What other songs? You know, a lot of people didn't like Dynamite and Butter. I personally liked it. Am I the only one who liked Dynamite? I do know people got that sensation that like, oh, is this too Americanized? Because, you know, I think around then, that's when they started releasing English-only songs. Because previously, you know how they had a mix, but I genuinely think Dynamite is really good song. Dynamite, DNA, Butter. This is sort of when they were hitting bangers after bangers. Do you guys agree? It's like unbelievably banger. Each song was like a hit. It was literally everywhere. I agree. Black Swan. N-O. Oh, wait, no, not N-O. O-N. Oh, sorry. Permission to Dance. Right. That one was also a hit. I heard that, isn't Permission to Dance the one that did the best in terms of numbers? I think that one was the one that kind of like wiped the charts or something. Butter and Dynamite is the only reason people internationally know BTS. I feel like yes, but I feel like the international thing kind of came in around Dope. Do you guys remember? So I do know that they kind of had a huge jump with Dynamite and DNA around then, because that's when they started coming up on Billboard and, you know, America's TV shows. But from my experience, they were very domestic, and around Dope era, that's when people reacted to those videos on YouTube. Do you guys remember those YouTube reaction videos? So those videos started coming up, and then I think that's when I was like, oh, this is kind of trending in other countries beside Korea. Wow. See, I listened to BTS music, but when I really got into their K-popness was Dope music video. Dope music video was sensation. Do you guys agree? Ladies and gentlemen. The was actually sensational. Me and my friends try to learn the dance like yeah. That's when I also think Dope era is when they kind of showed the world what K-pop is. Because you know how at the time, people who knew about K-pop, you know, they're not too surprised. But to people who only only been watching American boy groups or American music, when they saw BTS Dope music video, they were like, they dance so perfectly. You know how America's boy group doesn't have a super coordinated dance? They might have a choreography, but you know how they don't have like angle to angle every moment type? I think people kind of found it amusing. Yes. Oh, I need you. I need you. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Run. Ah. Also, what is it? Springtime? I think springtime is sort of when the fandom was really into BTS. Oh, Spring Days. Oh, sorry, sorry. I don't know. I don't know what the English. Again, it's a translation issue. Um, because I think Spring Day is the ones that a lot of the fans they visit the music video place where they filmed it, blah blah blah, and all of that. Yeah, that's when the I believe not just Korean fans but Japanese fans, South American fans, Southeast Asian. Yeah. What other? You know, I think Not Today is a little bit underrated. Oh, you just mentioned Not Today. Like I was gonna say, wait, how'd you guys exactly mention that at the same time? I liked Not Today. I thought it was as good as Dope, but it wasn't as hyped up enough. I genuinely thought that was like a banger, but I don't know. It just doesn't get as much recognition. Hmm. Oh, you don't like an instrumental? I like it sort of like a grand sensation. Hmm. BTS are going to have a comeback? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I feel like a lot of people haven't heard the news yet because it hasn't been, you know, very all that all over the place yet. What was the exact date? March 20th? 17th. That's when I'm gonna be in Korea. March 20th. Okay. I'm gonna be traveling in Korea or maybe even Japan at the time. Is that when they're dropping the album? Oh, you already have the tickets to the concert. Nice. No, I heard, here's the thing. This is not even just BTS. I heard a lot of the big groups are making comeback. Not just BTS. So I think there's gonna be a whole wave of K-pop. Like if anything right now it's more quiet. Do you guys agree? I know groups like Enhypen and ATEEZ just recently made a comeback, but you know how the groups like BTS and Blackpink, when they move, the wave becomes even bigger? And you might think this is gonna shadow the other groups, but I don't think that's the way it works. I think it's a good thing when these big popular groups make a move. Then it kind of becomes like a waterfall effect where the other groups underneath it also get the spotlight as well. So I personally think since they kind of paved the road, once BTS paved the road again and Blackpink paved the road, then other groups could also follow through very easily. You know how, do you guys agree? It's very difficult to show your parents who never heard K-pop and you want to convince them to become an army. That's very difficult. But if your parents already listen to BTS and they're aware of it, it's not too hard to sell Stray Kids. You agree? It's not too hard to sell Enhypen. So I think it's really important for the famous groups to do well. It's about kind of like not having a repulsion. So, and I genuinely think BTS is a lot of people's first time experience with K-pop. Actually, guys, was BTS your first K-pop group? What was your personal first K-pop group that you've been introduced to? Me personally, I'm born in Korea, so I grew up with K-pop. It was K-pop's not K-pop for me. K-pop is pop since I'm Korean. It was just pop music for me. I see a lot of BTS, Blackpink, and Hyphen. Really? So I guess the younger ones here, they found out Hyphen before BTS, which is interesting because Hyphen, in my opinion, is like a little brother of BTS. So you found about the little brother, like since generation wise, that's when you were more familiar with. Wait, so if you got to know Hyphen first, my question is, you know how in Island, BTS came out and things like that? So were you just kind of thinking like, there's some dudes named BTS? I don't know who they are, but I guess they're helping our boys. Like, who the heck are those guys? I see. Your first was BTS because your cousin loves them. I see. You know why I got into BTS? It's cause I had a lot of female friends when I was in high school. Here's the thing. You know how there's a difference between knowing them versus getting into them? So I knew there were bulletproof boys, but I never really bothered to listen or get into them. I just knew they existed. And then around, I think, 8th grade, 9th grade, one of my female friend said, Hyo-sang, you need to listen to BTS. And I was like, sure. Sure. So, you know, can I be honest? Initially, I sort of lied about it. What I meant by that was I was kind of lazy to actually listen. So I just skipped through the songs and then I acted like, oh, I like this track and I like this track. Oh, this is good. Yeah. And then, you know how once you watch it, it shows up on your algorithm? So initially, I clicked on it just to say, oh, I took a listen to them. Yeah, they're good. And then they kept showing up more and more. And obviously, you know, like songs like Miss Right and Converse High, like those songs caught my eyes, caught my ears. And I had them in my playlist. And then soon enough, while I'm doing my chemistry homework, I'm listening to it again and again. I keep saying chemistry homework instead of any other homework because if I'm doing English homework, I can't listen to music. The lyrics in the song mix with my English brain, so I can't write essays. But when I'm doing chemistry, the math brain doesn't connect with the music brain, so I could listen to music and solve chemistry questions. It's just me. So it depends on the subject. Math, chemistry, science is all fine, but social study, language art, I couldn't do it while listening to music. The first song I've ever heard was technically 흥탄소년단. At the time, I didn't even know it was 방탄소년단 song. I just kind of thought it was a good song. So, you trained yourself to listen to music while doing English? Oh yeah, exactly. Instrumental music is a little bit easier. But if it had words, then you soon realize, does anyone else ever have this happening? I had this a lot when I was doing homework, especially listening to BTS music, is I would write down essay, and instead of writing down what I need to write down for the essay, I'm writing down the lyrics. My brain unconsciously switch, and I'm writing down lyrics instead of the or when I'm typing. My hands move before my brain does. So, you listen to my piano music while you do homework. Thank you. I think instrumental music is good in that sense. I think I got into BTS when I was looking up K-pop dances to learn. You saw DNA? DNA is hard to learn, isn't it? It's the one that goes like meow, meow, meow. For me, DNA dance was way too hard. The one I tried to learn was Fire. Oh my gosh, how could we not mention Fire? You know, I know Fire dance. Fire. Fire. When I was in high school, I was hanging out with a girl that I had a crush on. And that girl, we were talking about different things and the topic of BTS came out. I don't even know what the context was, but basically I danced fire in front of her and her friends, and they took a video recording of it. And I think they kind of considered me as a clown. You know how now I'm getting really sad, but that's why I don't do fire dances, because it reminds me of the time where I danced in front of my crush. Here's the thing, I didn't dance because I thought I was good at dancing, but you know, like more of like a clown type. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, oh my gosh, look at Hyosan, like look at him. Kind of like, I don't know, I just wanted to make her laugh. Oh no, I was like, whatever, whatever I could do. Yeah. If it makes you happy, then I'm happy type. Yeah. And then guess what? Like a few years later, she sent me that recording and it's like, do you remember this? And I was like, yeah, I remember. Yeah. Let me just bite my tongue and what possessed you? You know? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. You know how sometimes when you like someone, you do things that you would never do? Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know why I did that. Yeah. I think they were entertained, so I'm fine. That's all that it matters. Mm-hmm. What made you think, oh, I'll dance in front of her and she'll fall for me? No. It wasn't like I danced to look attractive. It wasn't like a flirting. You know how some guys, they like try to be funny, like, it was more like a comedic sense. Yeah, like a being silly type. Yes. Like I've always been a bad dancer, so I never expected you to be a class clown. I wasn't. Like that's the thing. I wasn't, and I normally don't ever do that. But sometimes you do things that you feel like it's not you. It's so sad and cute at the same time. Yeah, it never worked out. It's not even like I got rejected or anything like that. I never made any moves. I never said anything. So nothing ever happened. I just graduated like that. Mm-hmm. It's okay. It's okay. Actually, it's not okay. Have you ever made moves on anyone? I'm not brave enough. Actually, this is kind of getting sad. Can we save this talk for another time? Let's go back to our BTS talk. This is making me have existential crisis about my love life. Love life. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm panicking so much that my Asian accent is coming out. Like, oh. Anyway. Am I gonna try to go to BTS concert? The cost and competition was too high. I didn't even try. Maybe I'm a fake fan, which I am, but I haven't really went to concerts. I know it's a wrong thing for me to say I'll go when I'm rich, because you don't even know if they're gonna have a concert when I become rich. But have you guys ever went? Have you ever planned on going? Or do you plan on going? Have you ever went? Oh, you have? How many times? In the future? Oh, you go to concert at least once a year? I'm not type of person who go to concerts often. The only K-pop concerts I've been to, let me think of them. I've been to Rise one recently because one of the hyomies, one of my fan hyomies bought me a ticket. And I went to Huzi Kaze one because one of my fan hyomies bought me a ticket. And I went to Keshion because one of my fan hyomies bought me a ticket. I think I'm poor to the point where one of the hyomies have to buy me a ticket for me to go to a concert. Leeching off of hyomies. That's who I am. I leech off of you guys. I really get spoiled. I do look so happy in Whoosy photos. Oh, if I could, I want to send my mom to Jungkook concert. I know the one they're having now is more of a group tour, but if Jungkook has his next solo tour, and if I'm rich enough, I should buy her a ticket for Jungkook concert. That'd be great. Because she already really liked the album when she got the golden album. So, better start saving now. That's true. But okay. I actually enjoy the BTS talk. We could have more of these sessions until they make a comeback. Nothing like too serious. Just kind of yapping about experience with BTS. I think we could go on forever. And then we'll probably make ourselves a little bit more excited for the comeback. Maybe next time we could listen to some of the music videos again. Yes. Alright. Now, let's just have our daily chatting. Let's just yap. Chit-chatting. Chit-chatting with me and hyomies. Yeah, yap time. We should watch the Netflix concert on Discord together. Oh yeah, sure. Sounds good. Yo, do you like trauma dumping? Do I like... am I hungry right now? I read trauma dumping as trauma dumpling. So I was like, I like dumpling, but what is a trauma dumpling? Yeah. I'm kind of craving some dumplings. I'm not even lying. Girl, you need to eat? I haven't really been eating well. My appetite is not all that up high. I should learn the knife dance? I forgot when. It's a knife. Go get food. Don't worry. You're eating as we speak? Yeah, I got my chicken yesterday. Thing is, guys, the chicken tasted so good. Oh, I had a really weird incident. So I went to pick up my chicken yesterday, and I got my chicken, and it had my name on it. And here's the thing, guys, I never gave them my name. So I was thinking, I guess they have my number saved. I was like, all right. And then they handed me the chicken, and I was heading out of the restaurant. And as I was walking home, I was thinking, I didn't pay. Why didn't they ask me to pay? Like, did they already charge with my card previously saved? So I called them and they wouldn't pick up the phone. So I called them again and they said, you already have my name and phone number when I went there, and you didn't ask me to pay. Did you already have my card information saved? And they said, oh no, your chicken's not paid. So I was like, all right, I'll go and pay. So I went back and then I paid, and it made me think, is it my fault if I didn't go back and not pay? I could have just went home, Like, I wasn't sure, but I was not sure like what the right moral thing is. I went back and paid anyway, but like, shouldn't they have asked me to pay? I don't really know. Like, what would you guys have done? Would you guys would have just came home, or would you guys went back and pay? Like, it's not like they called. I called them and said, you need to get paid. Yeah. But they got your name. Oh, so they might know. Yeah. Once you become aware, you're responsible. Yeah, I think the worker, like, the workers don't really know what everything's going on. Morally, ethically, you should. I see. It's kind of like you guys have ever those moral dilemmas? Imagine you're buying something at a grocery store. You pay $10, and the cashier gives back a change and it's more than what you paid for. Instead of giving you like $5, they give you $15. Would you tell them or no? I always give it back. Only if I notice. No? Yes? Good to be a returning customer. Like, assuming that you noticed, assuming you found out, do you tell them? They may have to pay for difference. $15 can get a K-pop album. Girl! I give the amount back. I've been a cashier before. I'm keeping the money? Stop saying these things with your bias next to your name. Like, don't be a brownie life of Felix and say that. Like, it sounds like Felix is saying it. You know? He would always give it back. It's a blessing. It's a moral experiment. I see. I think I would give it back. I think I would. I don't think it's because I'm a good person. I just kind of think, the same thing for the chicken. I just don't think my moral should be iffy by some $5-10. You know what I mean? Like, I shouldn't have to break my moral code. I shouldn't have to worry about getting caught and being dishonest over $5, over $10. You guys agree? I don't need that money for me to survive. Like, I could live fine and be a perfectly proud person by myself without keeping that change. I guess in some way I hold a price to my ethics. You know how some people, they don't have ethics, like they don't have a price to their ethics, so they'll kind of do whatever as long as it's not illegal. Like, they just do whatever as long as it makes them money. But I guess for me and a lot of hyomies, we have things that, oh, someone returned your phone. Oh, exactly. Like, oh my god, I just realized if they didn't return my phone. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna always do the right thing then. I would return the phone. The phone, I think I would, but I think it tempts people a little bit more when the money is actually little. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Like, for example, imagine if they accidentally gave you $500. I think I would definitely give that back because I don't want to get involved in any big trouble. But you know how when it comes to like $5-10, that's when you're like the motive and the thinking is different. If it's 500, people either don't take it because they don't want trouble, or the people take it because it's a big money. But when it's $5, it's a matter of like, is this morally right or wrong? So the moral comes in more when it comes to less amount of money. Yeah. If it was only $1 extra, would you be honest? Yeah. I think I would, because like, I don't care about dollar. I'll just be like, oh, you gave me one more dollar. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't need to lie to myself over $1. Nobody accidentally giving away $500. Oh, that's also true. If someone accidentally gives you $500, you might be getting yourself into a trouble. They might be the one trying to scam you. So you gotta be careful. Oh, question. If you went to McDonald's and you order a Big Mac meal, and when you opened up the meal, there was 2 French fries, do you give back the fries or do you keep it? That I think I would keep. Sometimes they're nice. Nice is probably just a mistake. I don't think it's like a nice thing. Keep. That's gross. Give it back. Oh, it's gross to give it back. You could tell them, but they can't really take it back. So not even like, even if we want to, they can't take it back because it's already been served technically. I see. No. Like not like individual fries, like 2 fries. Yeah. Keep it. Yeah, they would throw it away anyway. That's true. What would you do if they gave you a wrong order? Last time they gave me a wrong order, I just ate it. Last time, I don't know if you guys remember. It was about like several months ago. I got home and there was nuggets that I didn't order. So I was like, oh my gosh, there's nuggets. And then I realized they don't have my burger. So I was like, where's my burger? So I went back and I actually retrieved my burger. Because burger is important, burger is actually important. No, I wouldn't have cared if it was something small, but you can't order a Big Mac meal and get no Big Mac. You have to check right away. I keep forgetting to do that because you know how when they give you the McDonald's thingy, you know how they put a sticker over it sometimes? So I don't want to like rip it open and then check. But I think I should. If I'm still close, I would go back. Only reason why I was lazy was because it was cold. Did you give the chicken nuggets back? No. No. They already messed up. Like, like, should I have? No, like, I didn't even consider it. I didn't even consider it, No. I actually didn't think it was any issue of company. It's not any issue of big company. If I got the nugget, it means someone else didn't get the nugget. Do you know what I'm talking about? So someone's nugget came into my bag. So the other person is the person I feel bad for. But there's no guarantee that even if I get back the nuggets, it's going to go to the same. Because sometimes they put it in the wrong bag. So if you saw a homeless person, would you share a food with them? Are you guys going to say I'm really mean for this? I don't know. I don't know how you guys would feel about this. This is, everyone has different ethics and morals. I don't ever think about helping homeless. Especially money-wise. Because not just because I'm a bad person, but I don't know if you guys agree. I don't know, guys. Maybe I'm thinking wrong. Maybe I might be speaking really wrong, but first of all, I don't necessarily know if I give these people $5. First of all, I don't know if they're the person in the city who needs it the most. And second, I don't know if it's going to be used in the right way. Meaning, like, I'm not sure if it's going to be used for proper food or if it's going to be used for alcohol or other things. And also, I don't know, you guys might not agree with me. I just don't. I feel like helping those kind of situation is more something that we need to do on government level rather than individual level. Because I feel like individual level is simply like a pity instead of genuine support for their life. So that's why I don't necessarily feel like, it's more like I don't want to help them. It's more like I just don't feel like this does anything. If anything, I think it's actually bad. It kind of encourages the how do I say it? This I don't know. I think I'm gonna say I don't know. You guys don't have to agree. I kind of feel like giving money to homeless people might encourage the begging of the homeless people. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I might be wrong. I might be wrong. I think there's nothing wrong if you sort of volunteer at a. Actually, I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I sometimes it makes me question like about welfare and things like that because I read several books and documentaries. You know how if there's people who desperately need help, you need to give them help, right? But at the same time, sometimes those help, if you give too much help, it takes away people's will to stand on their own. So there has to be a right line of support where you give them enough support to allow them to get on their feet, but you shouldn't give them too much so that it makes them. Because this is a really famous manga. It's like an old Japanese manga where it talks about people who are living based on, what's that word called? When you're poor and government gives you basic income. Anyone know what that term is? Is it just called welfare? Or is there a term? Yeah. Did you know that in countries, especially in more developed countries like US or Japan or Korea, if you give those amounts too high, do you know what happens? There's like this big irony where if you make money, eventually your income's going to go up, right? Then eventually you're going to get disqualified to make and get money from government, like get the welfare money. So what it actually makes people in that iffy line do is it makes them think, oh, why would I work more and then not get the welfare when I could just stay home and do nothing? It punishes people sometimes for working hard. Like, okay, I saw this really, really sad story where it was this one family, and this family was very poor and they were getting welfare. And the middle school boy really wanted to buy a bike. So over the summer break, he did a part-time job at a sushi restaurant, and then he saved up $500 and bought himself a bike. But then the government, official found out that the boy made money and bought himself a bike. And they said, if you made income, you need to report it and it needs to be deducted from your welfare. So they need to take away the $500 that he earned. And he's like, the boy was saying like, I worked hard all summer to save up this money. Why are you taking my money away? Like for the boy, like he doesn't get it. But like, do you guys see what I'm talking about? You know how it's like income driven? So, and then all the adults like didn't really know how to explain that situation. Because what boy is saying is completely valid. But because he hid the fact that he was working from his mother reported the wrong income. And that's why the boy had to be taken the money away. Because he made income without reporting to the social worker. Do you guys see? Here's the thing. It's not even like the social worker was a bad people. It's not even like they want them to fail. That's just how the policy is. No one wants to take away that bike from the boy, but So when I read that episode, it made me really think a lot about welfare and things like that. Yeah. The boy, I believe it was middle school or high school. I forgot the exact story. What policy is this? No, here's the thing. It makes sense to everyone, right? Like, if someone makes good enough income, they shouldn't get free money from government. True? But in order for people to make more money, they have to work. But like, if you make less money than the government pays you, doesn't that encourage people to work less? So, I don't know. Yeah, it's very... There's no like a solution to this. Like, where do you draw the line? Well, I thought this was a real story. No, no, no. It's like a manga story based on real story. Yeah. There's a line where you're making too much to get help, but exactly. Hmm. It'd be good if we had universal healthcare and universal basic income. I don't know, guys. Is universal income a good thing? What do you guys think? I don't have any idea about this. I never really thought about this all seriously. What do you guys think about universal income? Because I feel like that's might be happening soon. Hmm. Maybe for basic needs. Because have you guys heard the story of how, what is it? Have you guys heard the story of how, alongside with our progression of society, we might be getting a basic income soon? You know, as the labor is getting replaced. Yeah. Hold up. Guys, what? I'm so confused. Just one second. Oh, we don't have a mod in YouTube. Hold up. Let me just. One second. I'm just. Why are these people like talking something not relevant to the stream? Yeah. One second. Oh. Okay. Oh, could you? Ah, I see. Some of it is being auto filtered and some of it isn't. Anyway, anyway. No, it was there were like some comments that was like yeah. I thought if I don't give them attention they would leave, but like they were like yapping here and there. So uh okay. Okay. Universal income is tricky because, again, why give it to the rich if they don't need it? But then, how do we distinguish who needs it and who doesn't? Universal income? Okay, guys, you might hate me if I say this now. Do you guys know Elon Musk? do you do you guys know who Elon Musk is? I'm sure everyone knows, right? Okay. Um, do you guys like Elon Musk? Do you not like him? What's your opinion? What do you mean? Isn't he your alpha? Dirt? I don't like him. No. Wait. Why? I just want to know why. F no. I hate him. I think that he can be rich, but he doesn't need all that money that he has. Wait, why? I don't care about him. Racist? His car sucks? Why would we like him? Didn't he so ah. Why don't people like him? He's built like a Tesla? He's still a billionaire? Because he supports the US president? I see. then maybe let me not go down into this rabbit hole. I hate seeing so much Teslas out here. Before I proceed further, can I just say one thing for sure? Like even if I say anything, it's not like I support them, ethically or as a human, politically. Like that's not what I'm talking about. Yeah. But you know what? I think it's just better if I don't talk about it. I think it's just better. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, let me. No, but I do want to talk about something that I like. I'm not talking about like that's not what I'm talking about. Like I want to talk about something that I like. I'm not talking. I'm not saying like him. I'm talking about like. Did you get media training from who? From 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 my dad? I think many people don't like Elon here. That's true. That's true. Which is understandable. Just say it. Just say it. You know how everyone has different sides to them? You know how I have my musician side, and how I have my side as a streamer, how I have my side as a everyone has multiple side to it, you know. No, you guys don't have to. No, never mind. You guys I don't think I even need to say this. I don't think I need to say it to start an argument. Say it. I respect him as a scientist. Like, genuinely. Not like anything outside, but yeah. But at the same time, so as a result, he's not all that. The thing is, I think he is all that. Like I'm not talking about like as a businessman. I'm not talking about as a like politic or, billionaire, like, and none of that. I'm talking about like purely as a scientist. I don't know, guys. I don't think I should even have this conversation. Yeah. Are you saying this because his daughter used the song Leash? No, I like I forgot what her name was. Yeah. Vivian? Yeah. No. Who is he talking about? You mean you admire the guy smart? Yeah. Okay, here's the thing, guys. Nobody. Let's move on, please. No one's gonna agree if I say this, but never mind. Oh, oh, I'm kind of frustrated. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just gonna say it. I think it's fine. I think it's fine. So, you guys know I'm a big nerd, right? You guys know I'm a big nerd. You guys know I've been robotics since like engineer since I was a kid. I'm a extreme nerd, right? So here's the thing. You don't have to agree. Nerds could tell other nerds. Like similar to like us nerds, like we could tell other nerds just from like few talking. And I know how he looks like in the general public with all the things he say, all the things he do. But first of all, that guy's a nerd, and I could tell. And number two is, this is something that no one's gonna agree if I say this. He genuinely, I feel like he doesn't care about money. You guys might be like, what are you talking about? He's a billionaire. No. Like, he actually doesn't really care about money. You might not believe this at all, but he doesn't really care about it. Yeah. Like, if you listen to him talk, it's not anything that excites him, if that makes sense. You know why I think he has so much money and all that? I think you might not agree, but like when I watch his interview and things like that, um I am getting the sensation that this guy's an extreme nerd and he say things without filter and he does whatever he wants to, and he has a lot of money because money is an easy way to do things that he wants to do. Like, I think that's why he try to have a lot of money and has a lot of money, because you could do a lot of things if you have money. Then you have the like freedom to execute the things that you want to as a nerd. Yeah, that's just kind of how I personally feel like. Yeah, but you don't have to agree. I just, yeah. By the way, I don't get that sensation from Bill Gates. I don't get that sensation from Steve Jobs. I don't get that sensation from what is it? Jeff Bezos. I don't get that sensation from Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah. They're all in the same boat. Like, for me, I don't know. He doesn't feel like, yeah. One of the, here's the thing. Jeff Bezos talks about building like a space station outside of Earth. And you know how Elon Musk talks about going to Mars? Here's the thing. As a nerd, the stuff that Jeff Bezos says is a lie. Like, it's a lie. Like, but the other one actually seems like he's kind of serious about it, That's just what I personally feel like. So for me, I don't really know what he says political. I don't really know. Like, I know he does all kind of crazy things. He says all kind of bad things. But a lot of people, like, I don't think he's lying about wanting to go to Mars. I think he's kind of serious about it. And I, as a scientist, I like the fact that a rich person has a desire like that. Why do we need Mars? Because Earth isn't going to last forever. Like, just naturally. He should go to Mars and stay there? Let me stop talking about this. I'll stop. Yeah. You drank the Kool-Aid? What is a Kool-Aid? Yo, can you sing? Sure. What is it? Waste of money? So we're going to destroy another planet? One day all life will end. What brand is my glasses? Muscat? You're aware that Elon wasn't the founder of Tesla, right? Well, I don't know. I actually know only that he made, what is it, PayPal and SpaceX? I thought he made Tesla too. Did he buy it? I don't really know. You never had Kool-Aid? No, I know what a Kool-Aid is, but what does it mean? Yeah. What is Muscat? It's the brand. Where's the boyfriend talk? Should we? I know. I know you guys hate me when I talk about these things. But I want to talk about it. But at the same time, I don't really want to talk about it if no one's interested. Okay, so recently I watched a very long interview that he did. He had been making a lot of different predictions. What are some of the predictions that he make? Do you guys want to just like hear about it? So one of the things that he had been saying for past several years is that he believes that the reality we live in right now is very likely a simulation. Like the whole like Matrix. You guys ever heard about that kind of theory? And I kind of completely agree where he's coming with that idea. This There's a good chance that the world we live in is a simulation. You know how as technology evolved more and more, we're able to recreate the world we live in a digital world. Eventually, it's going to become to the point where the world we live in is going to be perfectly emulated inside a digital world. Then at that point, the people living inside that digital world, would they be able to tell that they're part of a simulation or they're outside the simulation? And are we able to tell if we're in, like, you know how we play the game Sims? Do Sims character ever realize that they're part of a Sims game? They're not real people. And he believes in this, and I kind of agree with the same thing. I kind of agree that, like, Selena, you don't have to say please don't spam. You could just time them out for like 10 minutes whenever you see them. Aren't you mod? Yeah. Let me add more mods. Yeah, just string left and right. Yeah. I'm just gonna add way more mods. You guys could just like string, yeah. But yeah, so do you guys agree with the simulation thing? It's not certain, but I think there's a pretty good chance. Do you agree? Another thing that he says, or do you not agree with the simulation thing? You guys ever watch the movie Matrix? The first one, especially? I very much disagree. Can I know the reason why? It makes sense, but no. Wasn't there mathematical proof that... No. That's what I thought, and I looked into it, and it wasn't. Like, it wasn't necessarily. I was actually looking into it because it was very interesting. Like, recently someone said, we proved that this world is real, but no, not really. It's just like one of their claims. Like, these things could never actually be proven for sure, but... Poisoned with Kool-Aid? Okay. No, because... Oh my god. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. Oh my god, the chat is so... We're so hectic. I'm just gonna keep talking. Maybe the people who follow with the story... I'm not gonna stop. Let me just keep going. Drinking the Kool-Aid means the cult leader. I see. Let me just keep going. In the interview, you know what he said? He said, in the far future, the concept of money will disappear. And the reason why he thinks so is because, like, eventually money's gonna lose value. And instead of money, we're going to be only dealing with energy. So right now, in order to run these AI and in order to run a lot of these systems, what you need is electricity. You need energy. You need energy to build buildings. You need energy to make simulations. Everything is going to be energy. See, these dollar bills are just papers. It doesn't actually do anything. It's simply something that like we humans made. And it's very fluctuating all over the place. So eventually, you're going to be selling and trading energies. Because energy is something that you could do, useful in the world. Because you'll be able to basically acquire anything, if it doesn't require a lot of energy. It's still a system of bartering, but it's going to be circled around energy. That kind of makes sense, doesn't it? You might be a little more awake than I thought, but don't say something like that. It sounds weird. And I was like, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. And another thing he mentioned is, by the way, here's the thing, like, none of the interview was like necessarily, I didn't find anything part interesting about the whole like politics or, business side or anything like that. Another thing is, what is the meaning of life? You guys ever think about what is the meaning of life? Well, I think about that all the time. I'm not even joking, guys. I think about the meaning of life and why I live and why I do things every day. I'm sure you guys have all thought about it. Like, why am I working? Why am I waking up? Well, what is the meaning of life? And the answer that he came up with is, it's not the answer that's important. It's the question that is more important. What I mean is, it's not necessarily the answer of what is life that's important. You're asking the wrong question. We need to find the right question for us to ask, because we're not going to get an answer if we ask a wrong question. So going back to the question, what is the meaning of life? The question is wrong in first place. There is no such thing as meaning of life. Like, you are the one who's making the meaning and finding the meaning yourself. So if you simply try to find the answer of meaning of life, you won't be able to get the answer because the question is wrong. What is this TED Talk? But do you sort of see where the talk is coming from? Have you guys ever heard the whole thing when they say, like, the answer is 42? I don't really know this too well, but basically, there's this book, I believe. The Hitchhiker of something something. Basically, in certain book, they said these scientists found out that the meaning of, like, the universe, or the answer to all universe was 42. Hitchhiker Guide to Galaxy. Thank you. And then, so we know the answer is 42, but then the issue is we don't know what the question is. So even if we have the answer, if we don't know what the question is, then the answer doesn't mean anything. So what's more important than the meaning of 42 is what was the question that led to the answer of 42. So when we live our life and we think about what is the meaning of life, we should rephrase that, and instead of saying searching for meaning of life, we should be asking and trying to find the right question that we need to ask to ourselves. I've never. Anyway, that. I'm crying. Why is everyone leaving? I think this talk isn't necessarily interesting to everybody. Yeah. I don't know. I thought about this a lot after watching the interview. You know? So that's what I'm talking about, as in, like, when I heard the things that he talked about, I don't really know about what he agrees with, or what he does, or things like that, but the ideas that he was talking about, I have been thinking about the same things. Basically, his predictions was something that I kind of agreed with. Another prediction that he made was, he said, it's not like a certainty, but he said, soon we'll be able to acquire everything. Like, it goes back to, the whole topic that we were having was about. Before I proceed further, can I crash out for a second? Okay. Let me crash out. Like, this is a talk I'm having with you guys. Like, you guys. Okay. You know how recently we have a lot of newbies? Here's the thing. What do you think our main audience is? Who do you think is the people watching this stream right now? How old do you think they are? People are thinking, like, 15. The reality is, majority, over 50% of our audience is 25-year-old to 30-year-old. So there's someone who's, like, at the age to be able to follow through the conversation and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? But the issue is the younger kids, they consist of very small population, but at the same time, they talk more than the older people, because older people just kind of sit there and listen. Meanwhile, the younger people actively talk. Talking is good. However, it becomes like this misrepresentation of our general public opinion, where even though right now a lot of people are possibly tuning into this conversation about like our philosophy talk, it might feel like everyone is kind of like uninterested, you know? Yeah. So I've been thinking about changing our Discord into adults only. So like where we have age restriction. So you could only participate if you pass the age verification. And lately, I've been kind of thinking like more and more about it. Here's the thing. Even if you... No, here's the thing. I like when you guys talk. And it's just more so of... Yeah. But... If anything... Okay, guys. Okay. Let's do this. Real, you become... a mod. Yeah. I'm just gonna add bunch of mod. Who else? Okay. Moz, could you just we're gonna have a lot of mods. Could you just like clean the people if you feel like they're kind of like, if they're being annoying, just time them out, okay? Just time them out. You don't have to ban it. Just time it out for like 10 minutes. And then like if they do it again, then just time it out, you know? Because time them out doesn't kill people. Yeah. Leslie, it's okay. I want to have a more mature conversation with you guys. So, yeah. Just like shrink it, okay? Just because someone doesn't like philosophy doesn't mean they're a child. Yes, but you could just tell by the way that someone talks if they are actually talking about something relevant or not. Wait, what is it? What's the question? Some of the minors are normal. I agree. So I don't think it should be like a simply age thing. I think it should be like, yeah. But all right. Sorry for the little bit of crash out. Yeah, no, I won't. That's why I won't make our what is it, Discord into a completely adult only, because I do think there are people who are under 18 who could have proper conversation as well. Yeah. Yes. Hey, now us older folks talk. Look, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys agree. I also noticed this about myself. When I was young and I joined these live streams, I used to talk a lot. Here's the thing. I like when people talk, but as people get older, they lose their energy and they kind of just like spectate. So I realized I was doing the same thing when I was watching other live streams. So I like, the people who talk a lot. It depends on the stream. It is. In comparison to other streams, hyomies talk and participate way actively. Do you guys agree? Hyomies are way more active participant than other fandom. Yes. No. I encourage the yapping. That's what I'm saying. I encourage. Like, I wish the people who lurk also participate and share their opinion a little bit more, rather than just lurking. I'm not like forcing you, but I kind of encourage. I encourage people to talk a little more. Yes, because it's fun. It's fun when we talk together. And I know some people are shy to talk. You know how some people are like, I don't know if this is like a right timing to say this. Because I sometimes feel that way when I'm new to the stream or things like that. Like, don't be shy. Just kind of like, What if we don't know what to yap about? That's okay. Then. Because I know it's sometimes kind of like scary to... Yeah. We are very open for a conversation. Am I able to read every comment? If it's moving too fast, then sometimes I miss some. But generally, I do read. Yes. We're all family. But anyway, I'm sorry for... Here's the thing. I know I brought up like a very controversial take, the whole Elon Musk thing. I completely understand if you guys, dislike him. Which, here's the thing. I totally get it. The things that he been saying, things that he been doing. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all why people dislike him. In fact, it makes more sense why there's people who dislike him. Yes. But I just want to say there were some interesting takes that I heard from him that I personally have been feeling the same way about. Not in terms of like politics or anything like that, but in terms of our future and where we're heading with society. That's why I kept like talking about like in terms of scientists, like as a prediction we make. Because does anyone else feel the same way? I don't know how many of you guys use AI at your daily work. Here's the thing, it's not just AI, but you know how technology evolves over time period? Like the things that technology we use in 2026 compared to 10 years ago, compared to 20 years ago. Do you guys remember when we used to have tiny iPhones? And before that we had flip phones. You couldn't even imagine going onto YouTube. Like the YouTube was nothing like this before. And like everything is changing very, very fast. It always makes me think, where are we heading next? I don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 years. Especially, and I think the whole AI thing is only an AI thing alongside with the environmental thing. You guys know how there's a whole global warming that's getting worse and worse. Do you guys notice the weather is actually changing? The weather is actually really changing. When I was young and when they were talking about global warming, it really just felt like, global warming. Like, we need to. It felt like something I need to do, but I can't actually feel it. But now I actually feel it, So I'm kind of even scared. Right now it's 2026. In 2036, I can't even imagine what life we're going to be living in. We might be, guys, in 2036, what if we find out that we were all part of simulation and we had a cord stuck in the back of our head and we were just being fed under this imagination that this is a real world? Like, what if 2036, another prediction that I've been seeing lately? Guys, I am genuinely thinking about this lately. How many of you guys here have savings? Guys, serious question. How many of you guys here have savings? Like checking account, maybe stocks, funds? Like even like just a little bit. Like it doesn't have to be a lot. Or maybe some people have their savings that they're preparing for their retirement. What is it? 401k? You know how there's a lot of different things that you save up money for? Whether at work, whether at yourself, at the bank. Guys, I'm not trying to scare you guys. Maybe I am. I heard that us saving money might lose, 401k exactly. Yeah. Us saving money might lose value over time. I'm not saying YOLO and spend all money and don't prepare for the future. That's not what I'm talking about. But you know how back in the days you would make savings starting your 20s so that you could use in your 60s? You know what I'm talking about, right? Because I swear, my mom used to sell insurance as well. She would talk about how you need to make constant, savings so that when you retire, you're able to, live with your savings. Well, maybe in our parents' generation or grandparents' generations that was true, but I don't have the confidence that the money's gonna have the same value when I turn 60. How are you going to live when you don't work? Like that's the thing. Earlier, you know how we had the whole talk starting with this basic income thing? How would you guys feel like if you started saving money for retirement and all that, and then slowly our economies shift in the way where everyone gets a basic income and people don't need to save up money anymore? Then I'm worried that the cookie that we're saving up so we could eat later might become spoiled and we can't eat the cookie. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, what if the idea of saving the marshmallow for later isn't going to pay us back? And here's the thing, I'm not talking about government. That's not even what I'm talking about. I'm not even talking about like in the sense of US government. I'm talking about like as a society, like what if this, you know, then wouldn't you feel so upset later if you find out that, oh, if I knew that money's gonna lose this much value over the years, I would have just ate what I wanted to in my 20s. I would have just bought whatever clothes I wanted to, you know. What was the point of me living so hard and all that? Like, obviously, I don't know. It might be the other way around where everyone lose their job. You know what I mean? There's other case where everyone lose their job and everyone's unemployed and no one makes money. You know what I mean? It's either, I feel like it's going to be like one or the other kind. And here's the thing. I was also thinking, even if everyone makes basic income, wouldn't people still want to have more money than other people? Because I feel like it's human nature to want things more than what your neighbor has. So even if I make $100,000, if everyone makes $100,000, someone's gonna want to make $1,000,000. You know, there's like that idea of greed. Yeah. And let's say, you know how they say like you could get all the men and women you want with all the money you have. But at the same time, there's scarcity. Like if there is, you know, Jungkook, there's only going to be one person who's going to be able to get Jungkook, you know. So like, can this idea of like money ever disappear? But like I personally don't know. Oh, another thing. Guys, have you guys seen this person? Guys. This model. Have you guys seen this guy? Have you guys? This is actually really. Have you seen this guy? Have you guys seen this guy on Instagram or TikTok? Oh my god, guys! This guy showed up on my feed. This guy showed up on my feed. He's AI. He's AI, and I genuinely didn't realize he was AI for a long time. He's AI. He has a whole account, and it's like going crazy right now. It's going absolutely viral. Here's the thing, guys. Everyone knew there was AI model, right? Everyone knew that, but like, isn't he genuinely attractive? If I didn't tell you, then wouldn't you be like, who's that cutie patootie? So, okay, now here's my question. Here's one thing I realized. I shouldn't get plastic surgery, especially anything risky, because eventually the beauty standard is gonna go up so high that everyone below is gonna not even matter. Like, it won't matter even if I become a little bit more handsomer because the bar is gonna be up here. So like, it wouldn't change my life. Do you guys sort of see where I'm coming from? Like previously, if looks affected entertainment field, I feel like if everyone is able to achieve beauty with AI, then everyone under people will simply not care. And I feel like it's already happening with some of the entertainment field, where nowadays people are starting to slowly not care about the looks. Like they care, but when it comes to the people who don't care, then it's like doesn't matter. Like it's ironic. No, I realize there's no point of me trying to compete with this guy. Do you agree? Like it's not even a competition. He's only gonna get more and more handsome. So Like, I don't need to try in a part that's not a competition anymore, if that makes sense. Yeah. He's literally not real. But at the same time, you know, okay, guys, you guys have to know this. I'm real, okay? I'm real. You know this, right? Guys, I'm real. But eventually, I feel like we really won't be able to tell which streamer is real, which streamer isn't. Do you guys agree? We really won't be able to tell which YouTuber is real YouTuber and which YouTuber is not a real YouTuber. Prove it? How do I prove? How do I prove? Like, how do I prove? How do I prove? 10 fingers. Oh my god, wait, hold up. What if someone doesn't have 10 fingers? Oh, realistic finger movements. Yeah. Start doing random dances. Da 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 da. Oh wait, hold up. I just heard what some people are saying. It's like, if it's AI, they wouldn't make it look like this. Actually, I might not even need to prove myself. Yeah. If it was AI, at least, like, why would you make an AI and make it balding? Like, why? Like, why would you do that? Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. Oh. I would just cover up. But these kind of things are the things I've been having existential crisis about. You know, here's the thing. You might be like, Hyo-sang, this talk is interesting, but why does it actually matter? Isn't this just a waste of time to even think about? I actually don't think so. This is just me like going on a little more serious talk. You want to hear me out? I think these kind of talks are important because as I think about these things, it makes me realize how important right now is. The more you think, the less you know and less we're able to be certain about the future. If we can't control the future, we could only control the current moment right now, right? I'm not saying go YOLO and spend all your money today, but it's more so of in this world where we're not even sure if certain jobs are going to last, we're not even sure if certain, things are going to continue. We need to make sure we are satisfied right now. I think that's very important. Because what if someone works hard for something that's promised in the future, but when we're not given, wouldn't we be very regretful? Wouldn't we be very, very sad? So while we don't completely give up on the future, we need to make sure that every day is something that we genuinely live for. It's kind of like, have you guys ever heard the story, if tomorrow is the day that Earth is ending, like, I would plant a one apple tree or something like that? It's like the same thing where, now that I think about it, even if it hasn't been AI, even if it was 1930s, we wouldn't know when we're gonna die. Like, you don't know if you're gonna die tomorrow by car accident. You don't know. Like, there's nothing. Like, it started to go into this philosophical level where AI only made me realize it. But in reality, in first place, nothing was ever guaranteed. At all. So, we need to live like today is the last day of our life. Because tomorrow is never promised. Sorry, now I'm sounding like a inspirational speaker, but is he possessed by JYP today? But do you guys see where I'm coming from? Do you see where I'm coming from? Hyo-sang, there's a thing called therapy? No, do you see where I'm coming from? Yeah. Like, if I regret today, today's not gonna come back again. And then, another thing I've been doing is I need to stop. This is really hard for me, but I need to stop comparing myself to the people who are better than me. Because if I keep comparing and if I keep aiming for the me who is perfect, that means today's me is not perfect. But if today's me is not perfect, there's no guarantee that tomorrow's me is going to be perfect. So am I going to live a whole life thinking I'm never perfect? I'm never good enough? Like, that's sad. Like, even the moment until you die, like going like, like tomorrow I'll be good enough. Like, that's sad. Shouldn't I be already happy today? Yeah. But at the same time, lacking something is always a good drive for you to improve. So it's very hard to balance between being satisfied with yourself versus giving up on improvement. Like, I think you should be constantly improving, but also be able to embrace like who you are at the moment, which is very difficult. I'm very bad at the second part. I'm very bad at accepting myself right now. I always feel like I'm too skinny. Like, I always feel like I'm like not doing well enough. I don't make enough money. I feel like I'm never at the right standard that I think is, like okay in my standards. And then I thought to myself, okay, if I become as famous as my friend Chevy tomorrow, would I be satisfied? The answer is no. Can I be honest, guys? You know how we've been uploading videos on our YouTube lately, on the Hyosang Live channel? And they're doing good. Like, some of them gets like 10K, 20K. Like, that's amazing, right? Here's the thing, guys. Oh my gosh. When I uploaded them initially, and then they hit 10K, I was like, we're making it out! And then I got like few more of those videos. Then now, you know what I think? Now if it doesn't hit 10K, then I feel like I failed it. I feel like, this one didn't hit 10K. I'm a failure. It's like very, very. That's how humans are. You know what I mean? It's just how it is. It's just how it is. It's like, yeah. The momentary joy comes in. It's like the same thing. I think I heard this famous teacher in Korea. He made a lot of money from, teaching high school students. He said there's 2 times when you buy a really expensive house. You know how people really want expensive house? They said there's 2 times when you're really happy. The one is when you look for the house to buy, and second is when you move into the house. He said that's when you're really happy, and when you're living in it, you actually don't really feel it. And I'm like, it's kind of sounds true. So it's like we're not constantly happy if we have a rich apartment or if we have a, happy life or whatever. It's like only at that moment. Yeah. So same thing for me. When I first got like 10K view, that's when I was happy. But then after that, it becomes numb. I'm like, okay, like that's what I got before. So, can I be honest? I think that's the reason why I've been kind of feeling doubtful about a lot of things recently, because I feel like I became to the point where if I don't get return of investment, then it doesn't motivate me enough, this is not a good motivation for me to make music or do things. Yeah. Now that I think about it, maybe that's why I stream happy, because I don't set expectation on stream. Maybe. Yeah. You need to stop and remember how lucky you are. I think about that every day. Like, whenever I have this talk, I think to myself, am I satisfied right now? And then I say like, I'm super satisfied. I don't know any other people who, around me at my age who's doing the job they want. I'm very satisfied. I'm very, very satisfied. Genuinely, genuinely. Without expectations, you're more powered by intrinsic motivation rather than extrinsic ones. Wow, that's hard. You know, do you guys agree? Doing things by intrinsic motivation is really hard. It's really, really hard. Can you guys tell me something that you do by intrinsic motivation? Just anything. You do things on stream that you like and you enjoy. I think that's why I'm able to stream for this long because I like it. And I like doing things that I like. What exactly are intrinsic motivations? Kind of something that you would do without reward. Art, drawing, hygiene. For me, I guess like cooking. I don't cook for anybody. I don't have anyone to show cooking or, you know. For me, it's cooking. Definitely cooking. What else is intrinsic? Writing analysis paper on League of Legends item. It's an intrinsic motivation. I'm being serious. I'm being serious. That's like my intrinsic motivation. You know, making this piano album was intrinsic motivation. That's why I'm very happy. Making the sheet music, making the merch for everything, like this was all intrinsic motivation. So that was very like fun as I was doing. Writing a fan fiction for my own dehydration. Girl. Can we get more merch options though? Even then now? I thought we had a lot of options now. Well, as songs come in, I'll prepare more. Yes. Have fun with vocal music too. Can I be honest? I really have trouble having fun with vocal music because I think my standards is too high. As in when I make vocal music, you know how there's so many great vocal music out there? Yeah, you can still buy the Hana merch. As a result, I always think like, is this as good as Yunsang's music? I know that's not supposed to be the standard, but it always makes me kind of self-doubtful when I make my own music. Yeah. You're really harsh on yourself when it comes to vocal. And you know what the worst part is? I think that harsh on myself actually makes me less better. Like it hinders me. It hinders me. hmm It's kind of like you know, like cooking for yourself versus cooking on a TV program, like cooking show is different. Like I feel like when I make vocal music, I can't help to not think that this is like a cooking show. Cause, you know, like I can't help to think, but like I have to do this well. Like I can't let go of that thought. Yeah. You'll never satisfied with your result. I think it's also that. I think it's also because I haven't been really easily satisfied. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, oh, thank you everyone for saying the nice things. But ah I don't want to have anyone else go through existential crisis. But are you guys currently living a life that you think is based on your choice? I always think about that every day. Like, am I doing this because I want to? Like, before I make music, before I stream. Okay, if you're not doing it because you want to, then why? Like, what is your external motivation? Is it like your family, your kids, or family? Well, here's the thing. Like, let's say, for example, you work at a place, but you don't like the job. But then if you like your son and you want to feed your son, isn't that ultimately you doing it because you want to? Like, okay, guys, like I don't, I don't know. I'm not trying to like wordplay. Maybe I am, but like, I think as long as you know your full reasoning, then it's still within the line of you want to. It's because ultimately you want to, you know, feed your son well. Because if imagine if you didn't want it to, then you wouldn't work. Like like you know. It's because you need to, not because you want to. Mm. I think as you get older, it gets more complicated, and you put other things before you. You put others before you, and you want. But what is more important? Oh, just curious. Genuine question. Genuine question. How many of you guys here live for someone else? This isn't like a bad thing. I meant as in whether your child, whether your husband, whether your parents, or maybe your dog, maybe your, like, what it means is, there someone that you're supporting, that you're being responsible of? All your kids are grown. Hmm. I respect people who do, because it's like the same, if I'm being honest, it's the same line of why I'm not interested in finding a girlfriend, kind. Cuz I feel like, how relationship isn't necessarily one-sided, but I feel like both sides need to be able to sacrifice themselves to the others. I just don't think I found someone who I like enough, or to make that sacrifice, or I am willing to make that sacrifice. I think that's the issue. Hmm. And I think it takes a lot of selflessness for you to do that. I mean, at the same time, a lot of people date without considering that. And I think that's why they fight. I think you could like someone enough, but like being able to sacrifice yourself for them is a different thing. Like making time for them, and you know, like that's like a different thing than you could just like someone. Oh, like they're pretty, like oh they're handsome, but you know, like attraction is a little different from caring. We're also overthinkers having a conversation. That's kind of like what my stream is. Yeah. Oh, I don't think I don't know. I don't know how you guys think about it. Is it a bad thing that the person you support is idle? You guys might be like, oh yeah, that's bad, but like, is it bad if you're like happy with it? Can I be on, like, really, really? I feel like there's so many people. I mentioned this before, but like, it's kind of like as if it's something like to be shamed for. But like, I don't know, like, because I could see people kind of pointing fingers and being like, oh, you like make money to support BTS, but BTS is richer than you. But I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. It's not about like whether BTS needs the money or BTS is rich. It's like whether you want to support them, that matters more. It's like more thinking selfishly. Ah. If you donate at this timing, if you if you donate at this timing, then it sounds like a big begging. There was a delay. Oh my god. That's not even little, it's $50. That's like so much. Oh my god. Ah. Um, thank you so much. Oh, and also thank you, Kyle, for 3 years sub as well. Thank you. Thanks so much. Thank you. Um, fire is my best dancing reaction. Yes, because I practiced it since I was in high school, middle school. Thank you so much, Cal. Thank you. Thank you. Was the earlier talk foreshadowing? It was. It was. It was. Why so stiff? I was born like this, you know? Like, I don't simply like robots, I also kind of move like one. Gotta pay them bills. You need to loosen up. I think I actually have a issue with flexibility. Genuinely. Yeah, exactly. That was perfect. I don't know what you're talking about. But thanks so much, Cal. Thank you. Thank you. Shaded pencil. Thank you, thank you. All right. It was fun today. It's almost 11. It was fun today. And yo, please never do that again. Why? It's fun today. And we had a lot of serious talk today. Didn't we? We had a lot of serious talk. We had a lot of existential crisis talk. Oh my god, we need to have more of K-pop talk if I want to use it as a content. we can't I can't make this into a content. Yeah. Hydration? No worry, no worry. What should I eat tonight? Ramen again? You know, as I do more content, I think I'm gonna do more cooking and mukbang. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do those. Oh, sing. Oh, sure. Sure. I could try singing something for you guys. You don't know, babe, when you hold me and kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. And it don't change if I had it my way. You would know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine that I need when it's pouring. Would you give yourself to me? Give it all. And I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it. I know you're a star. Where you go, I follow, no matter how far. If life is a movie, oh, you're my best part. You're the best part. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, nervous. Tiny little cat, what goes inside your head? I wonder. Daily number count me glancing over there. About 30 or 40. Let me know how you feel. Let me know what you're thinking about. 'Cause I want to know. I can't stop falling over you. I can't stop falling over you, my love. 야우비 같은 너. I can't stop falling over you. I can't stop falling over you, my love. 야우 봄바람 같은 너. I wish I had known you'd be in my life, so I could have saved up my time for you. I wish I don't sound careless love to you. 사랑해 그 이상을 줄게요. Thank you so much. Thank you. I'll try to become a better singer. Thank you for enjoying. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Why don't I play one of my album songs? See you cuties tomorrow. See you.